Okay, we're back on day 3 of the McLaren build. We have things laid out, making sure, each bolts, nuts are proportioned to where they're going. These cars are very complex, very complicated. You put one screw in at the wrong place, one hose at the wrong place. Very expensive engine, very high revving engine. It's a performance car, so a lot of vibration. So all of those, when you take into factor, you got to be real careful. You got to know exactly what you're doing. So right now I just want to go in real close and show you what Shiro's doing. So on the last episode, you saw that the engines were off the car. Both the blown and the new one obviously wasn't in yet. So right now we're putting the inner portions of the exhaust. We're basically attaching all the hoses back to where they were. We're gonna be putting up the radiators soon, condensers, turbo coolers, and all of that stuff. So if we come here, this is basically the blown engine. So if you look, all the spark plugs, turbos, alternator, and all that stuff went onto the one we found out of state for him. We should be firing up the engine most likely tomorrow is what I'm aiming for. Then we're gonna be putting on the rest of the panels. Then we'll be going for a test drive. You guys are gonna be joining us during the test drive, so we'll give you another update once we get to the next stage. All right guys, so we're back on the McLaren project. Give you guys a quick update. We basically went ahead and finished the job. We swapped out the engine, transferred anything we could have used off the blown engine onto the new engine we found for the customer. So I'm gonna take you to the rear of this car. So basically, everything is put back together. So the next thing we're actually gonna do is we're gonna hop in this baby and take a ride, and you're coming with us. Guys, so we just pulled off the lot. Right now what we're actually gonna do is, before we put some power to the engine, is we're gonna go fill up some gas. Thank you.
27.
All right guys, so right now we're actually putting gas. I'm gonna hop on the freeway because I really need to floor this, make sure the engine's working when it's revving high and it's putting pressure on the engine. That way we know if we have to do slight tunes or anything. So we're gonna go on a test drive right now and we'll all be the judge of that. All right, we got her filled up. Now let's go on a drive. All right guys, so we're just pulling out of the gas station right now. One thing that I'm paying close attention to is the firing up of the engine. It's firing up real nice. You see how it's idling perfectly? You're not having any sort of movement. That's one thing I'm paying attention to. That means the engine is operating the way it should be. This thing has some power. So I'm downshifting, it's downshifting properly. Engine is sounding good. Power is there when you're pressing on the gas. So I'm gonna switch to manual right now. Put some gas to it. That's 107, 110, 115. That's illegal.
We're in Mexico.
Huh?
We're in Mexico.
We're in Mexico. We just opened 120 on this effortlessly. So this one is actually Mclaren 570s. MSRP on the base model of these cars were about like 192,000. when McLaren first launched this model. It has 562 horsepower. I know in today's day, you know, that's not a lot of horsepower. There's cars that have much more horsepower, but this vehicle is really light. How we got this car in the first place is that the customer actually, you know, blew the engine of this vehicle, took it to the McLaren dealer. Unfortunately, McLaren did not cover it with the warranty, and you know, anytime you're getting work done at the dealer, it could get very, very pricey. The customer took this vehicle, I believe, I don't know the exact number, but he took it to a couple of spots. A couple of the spots flat out told him take it somewhere else, and then you had a couple spots that actually took the vehicle in, but then when they noticed how complex it is to work on it, they actually told him to take it again. So when he contacted us and I told him to bring the car in, he was real hesitant in the beginning, but coming in, you know, I gave him regular updates, and the steps of the tear downs. He came and actually saw the complete engine off the vehicle. And then when I put it on, I actually called him and joked around and said, hey, you know what? Your car's not starting. So I just wanted to see how he was gonna react. But then he came in, he was kind of upset when he walked in, and I basically handed him the keys and be like, look for yourself. And he sat in the car and pressed the start button, and it fired up right away. He was very happy with the outcome. Now we could actually head back to the shop. We probably drove this car already about like 10, 20 miles. You guys could look at the RPMs as I'm downshifting. It's acting normal the way it's supposed to. You're not seeing no abnormal, you know. I'm gonna switch just over first gear. You know, it's acting the way it should. I'm gonna call the customer. We're actually gonna have this car detailed for him before he comes, picks it up. We just did a quick rinse just to go on this test drive. We're about to pull up back to the shop right now. I'm really happy of the outcome. I'm sure he's gonna be very happy.